Alright, now this was overwintered as a 4/4 nuke. Put into a second deep. Just starting to move up into here. So the queen's up here laying. Got some queen cells here. One of them just got tore open right here. Another one here that's been chewed open. This one's got a larva in it. Interesting. More queen cells here. Guess I need to go back and see if I actually saw eggs there. Yeah, definitely eggs. There's not a whole lot of anything down here. Well, it's not looking so good. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to combine this hive and this hive. I just introduced a queen into this hive over here. This one's trying to raise a queen, but it's too late in the summer to waste that much time. There's just not enough bees here. At some point this one will be swarmed. Alright, I'm going to combine these two hives here. This one's got a newly introduced queen. This one's trying to raise a queen, but it's not big enough and I don't have enough time. The difficulty I have here is I have to be gone for 2 months, and so putting this box on top of my honey super here, I'm going to end up with brood in all 3 boxes, and I'll have it's just going to have to be, otherwise I'll have to shake all these bees off into this box. Actually, no, as long as my queen's not in here, I won't have to do that, because this box doesn't have a queen in it. So this is the hive that was all drone comb that I combined and shook out and put a few of the combs back in here for them to fix and repair, but only a couple of the ones that had drones on them. I just want to see if I can quickly verify if that queen's down here in this box. This is honey. boy. Well, this is interesting. This queen right here is not supposed to be in here. Huh. This is not the queen I introduced into here, and this is in fact the queen that I pulled from another hive over there, and she disappeared. She's come over here. Well, this is interesting. See, this is an older queen that I had in a different hive that had a really, she's just running out of steam. You can see her spots almost wore off there. I'm going to run and get a queen clip and capture her till I figure out what I'm doing here. Alright, this has been quite the adventure. So I went to combine these two hives. When I got into this hive about 2 hours ago, I had introduced this queen in there. She'd been in there in the cage for a couple of days and they hadn't chewed her out, but they were pretty docile with her. So I went ahead and direct released her into that cage, out of the cage, and put her into that hive. Then I opened this hive here and it wasn't doing that well, so I thought, well, I'll just combine the two because neither of them are real big, rather than try to this late try and get them both ready for winter. So when I went to combine that hive, I just wanted to make sure that she was still down in the bottom box so that I could make sure I had the paper above her to combine them. And the first queen I saw was the queen that I had actually removed from another hive, and I went to pinch her and she flew off several days ago. She wound up in that hive over there. I mean, she was over in a different area. So then I lost her and I couldn't find her. She flew off. I had a frame sitting outside the hive, and I went to put that frame back in the hive and she'd flown back to that frame. So I caught her, and then I started looking for this queen that I'd released, and sure enough I found her, and she was up in the honey super and they were balling her. So I hurried up and threw some smoke on her to make them release her, and she flew off and went into the trees. So I thought, okay, well, she's gone. So I stood there for a little bit, waited. Usually if they fly off, they'll orient off, you know, the biggest thing around, which is me. So I waited a few minutes and I didn't see her come back. Here's one. And go ahead and combine the two hives, and I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to put that third honey super on there or not, and pulled a frame of it out and looked in the bottom of this box over here, and there's another ball of bees. So I threw some smoke on that one, and sure enough, there she is. She came back, and she's, you know, getting bald again. So I threw some smoke on her, and they released her, and I caught her again. About to get stung, but they caught her, or I caught her again, and I'm surprised she's still alive. But I went ahead and threw her here in a cage, and I think what I'll try to do is actually pull enough from that hive to just make a nuke, just to see what happens, so that I have a backup. I don't know if they've done any harm to her trying to ball her twice, but I've waited about half hour, 45 minutes, and she's still active. She's still active, and I think she's probably okay. So I'm still going to combine those two, but I'll pull a 4-frame nuke over here just because I have another one that I need a side-by-side for, and see what happens there. Interesting.